Hey guys, so I wanted to share my Guillain Barre story with you guys, and I wanted to do it kind of a mukbang style. I here have my Chick-fil-A. I have my spicy sandwich, plain. I have my waffle fries. I got a large chicken soup, and I got my sauces. Today I just got the zesty buffalo sauce, nothing crazy, just something a little bit spicy. I usually get the Polynesian or I get the Chick-fil-A sauce, but I wanted to just get the zesty buffalo today because, you know, wanted to keep it simple. And I have my ketchup for my fries. And of course, I have my trusty little original flavor coffee. And I love this coffee. It's just so good. Even the original kind of tastes like it has a little bit of vanilla in it. So it's really tasty. Anyhow, ooh. So I wanted to sit here and talk to you guys about my GBS story. I never told it in full, so I wanted to just share it. So my GBS story started about beginning mid-April. I went into the hospital on April 15th. So 7 days before that, so about April 7th, I started getting headaches. And I had migraines. I've had headaches before. And so I've had migraines, but they've only lasted for like a day or two. Nothing too crazy. And so when I got this headache, I was like, oh, it's just a headache, it'll go away. But by day 3 or day 4, I was like, okay, there's something kind of wrong here. So I basically said, okay, well, let's just see what happens. I usually am a pretty holistic person, so I usually don't take any drugs. But I did take some Tylenol, and then I moved on to Excedrin because I just felt like it wasn't getting better and I was like dying because it was 24 hours. It wasn't even like, you know, there's light and then I have a headache. It was 24/7. So even I went to sleep with the headache and I woke up with the headache. It was bad. So what do? You just gotta do what you do. So I ended up going to one doctor. I remember it was a Wednesday. And I literally remember being like, oh my god, I can't do this anymore. And when I got to go to the hospital, well, I'm driving myself to work. And guys, I literally felt like death. Like, the worst hangover, the worst headache. I just felt like you were like gonna die. I was sitting in my car in traffic, miserable, literally about to pull over to go to the emergency room. So I didn't do that. I just ended up going home, but I scheduled an appointment with my doctor. Went to go see him. This is my primary. He goes, well, sounds like it's just a really bad migraine. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, what do I do then? And he's like, well, it's just a bad migraine. Take drugs. That's all I can do. I give you strong Vicodin. I can give you stronger medication if like your regular headache medicine isn't working. And I was just like, you know, I'm holistic. So I was like, no, I don't want to take medicine. He was like, well, if you have a headache, there's nothing else that we can do. It's just a bad migraine. I was like, fine. So I left really defeated. I just tried to do what I could. So I had like, you know, my peppermint oil on my forehead. I had ice to kind of cool myself down, get my mind off the pain. Things like that. I try to sleep early, hydrate, Gatorade, Pedialyte, just pretty much like I'm hungover. And so I did all those things, but it didn't get any better. So, you know, here comes like a Thursday, and I make another appointment with another doctor that I was able to get in. Because guys, getting a doctor is so hard last minute, so I really encourage you to go and find a doctor. So in the case that you do need to be seen, you're not a new patient. So I was able to get an appointment with the doctor, and the doctor was like, you seem fine. I'm going to do a quick blood test on you and see how you are. That was fine. He said just kind of wait it out. Give it 7 days. If you still have this, then let's talk again and kind of see where you're at. I said, okay. Here comes Saturday. Saturday I go and get my, I go to a massage. And I go and get acupressure massage done. So before doing that, they have an actual doctor on site there. And the doctor I've seen before, so I said, hey, can I see the doctor? Because I'm not feeling well. So they have me go see him, and I see him, and I'm like, hey, I have X, Y, and Z. You know, I'm not feeling well. It's been 7 days now. I just like don't feel well. And he said, you know, there could be so many things. Get a blood panel done, and then, you know, let's see where we're at. And so I went and got a blood panel done a few days prior to that. I said, okay, let's just wait and see what happens. So I wait, and nothing comes back. I'm just like, dude, you know, I don't know what the heck is going on. I feel just as miserable as before. I didn't know what to do. So what I ended up doing was I ended up going home. Well, I got a massage first of all. And then I go home, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't feel well. Like, what do? I just laid in bed. I literally just curled up in bed for the whole entire week. And come Sunday, I really didn't feel well. Now I'm feeling like a little nauseous, a little lightheaded, just not well. And so my doctor was like, you know, they all said, you know, it's normal. It's probably just, it's probably just a migraine, a really bad one, because they have really bad ones. So I Googled it, and there's ones that like have stroke symptoms, which is kind of what I was experiencing, because I was starting to feel a little bit of numbness on the left leg, or the right side of my leg, actually both legs, and on my right arm. And this wasn't the numbness where it was like, you know how like your foot falls asleep when you like sit on it too long, or if you're like in the restroom and then like you're sitting there too long, then like your leg gets like that tingly, numb. It wasn't tingly, but it was numb. So it was numb, like it was iced, cold, and frozen, without the cold, obviously. But it felt like that. It just kind of felt like almost like dead. And so luckily I had stairs in my house, so I was able to see like, you know, that I wasn't walking the same as I was before. So it took a lot more effort to walk up the stairs. So that's kind of my trigger to kind of know like something's not right. Because walking I was fine, I was just moving my legs. And so on Sunday I was like, you know, should I go to the ER, should I not? I debated all morning, and it was like 10 o'clock, and I was like, oh, what do I do? I wasn't feeling well, and my friend just encouraged me to go, and she asked her nurse friends, and they said just go and see what it is. So I said, okay, fine. Thinking in my head, I just didn't want it to be worse for, you know, the work week, because you know, Monday to Friday, it's like Sunday, so I don't want to be sick like during that day, that week. So I just decided to go. So I go there, and I'm just like, dude, what do I, you know, I'm taking my, well, backtrack. I wait for like about like 2-3 hours, and I'm like, you know, sitting there with everybody's in there like, you know, looking like they're in pain and miserable. So here I am in there. I'm also kind of in pain and miserable. And when they finally call me, I go in, I take a CT scan, and then they say, you're fine, let's do something else. They do a blood panel, obviously, that came back fine. They ended up running another CT scan because obviously my first one was fine, so they wanted to do another one to see if that was fine, which it was. So 2 CT scans, all okay. They wanted to do an MRI of my spine and my neck and all that. So they did that, and they said that that came back like fine. So there was nothing wrong with me, guys. Like there's nothing that anyone could figure out what's wrong with me except I had these migraines. So the primary comes in and he says, you know, we think that you just have these migraines. But the neurologist did say that, you know, if you want, you can stay here overnight, just because of the fact that you said you've never had anything like this before. So he said, you go ahead and just stay overnight. So I said, okay, I'll stay overnight. So they take me, they roll me up, and they take me over to the stroke unit. So I'm in there with a bunch of, a lot of elderly people who obviously have had strokes, and so they were in that unit. I got the very last room, and I was just like, man, you know, I just felt like a crazy person, because I felt like I was describing all these symptoms and all these things, but everything was coming back positive, like, you know, it was normal. So I didn't know what was wrong with me. When I came to me and they're like, oh, so you're here, you got me situated, I ordered dinner, I was like, oh, everything's fine. I was like, I get a little break from, you know, mom life. So, in that sense, it was kind of nice. And so then we end up going to day 2 in the hospital. We come in and then the new neurologist comes in and he's like, you know, I think that you have Guillain Barre, so we're gonna run some tests. So I said, okay. I had no clue what Guillain Barre was. I didn't even know how to spell it, so to Google it. I just said, okay, do whatever. In my head, I'm still thinking, oh, mummification. So, you go in, I end up doing, I think another blood panel, and then that day they were like, we have to schedule you for a spinal tap, basically a lumbar puncture, to go and pull the spinal fluid from your spine to see if there's any protein in it, to confirm whether you have Guillain Barre or not. I was like scared, so scared, because when I had my son, I get an epidural, but that's just a shot, and I was already freaked out. But that was like a quick shot, you're done, and then you feel great, right? Well, this is different because they're pulling liquid from you. So I literally went and did it, and I literally almost passed out. She was like, you looked really pale. I was like cold sweating. But you know, it was fine. Did it. Took about like 30 minutes. Because they had me on the table, and they pulled it, and I did it really slow because I was laying face down. But yeah, I came back. Sure enough, there was protein. So the protein was 1 check for Guillain Barre. That was the first thing. They were like, oh my gosh, you know, we think that you have Guillain Barre because, you know, in the protein, and that's confirming it. No, we're going to do one more test on you. So they go and did another test, which is called something. I don't know exactly what it's called right now. But basically, they go, it's like the acupuncture needles. They like poke it in you. They test it to see like the waves of the nerve response. And they basically just like zap you, and you're like, oh. So, it's not comfortable at all. I didn't like it. But that guy, he was really funny. So, we got through that. And here I am losing more weakness in my legs, and it's obviously spreading. So at this point, it's in my right arm only. I don't know why my left arm didn't have it. My right arm, my 2 legs, and then I could feel it like on my stomach. And so I had it spreading. And so, you know, he confirmed, obviously, yes, I did have Guillain Barre, because with the test results, it showed, you know, I guess the response rate or whatever it is, had that. So, it was confirmed. That night they started me on IVIG, but, they started me on IVIG that night, which is a Tuesday. I went to the hospital on Sunday. I got in on a Monday where they, you know, were doing all the tests, and then on Tuesday they started me on the IVIG. And when that happened, Wednesday when I woke up, because Tuesday they did the nerve test, and on Wednesday when I woke up, I literally was not feeling well. I think I was my worst that day. I was the most emotional. And when they did the actual IVIG, luckily they started already, because the neurologist came in and tested me that day. I didn't have any response to my legs. So, needless to say, it was really important that I had the IVIG started early. And then I ended up sitting in the hospital, super emotional. You get back about it, I get really sad. The feeling of just not being able to be normal with your son. It's hard. So, when I'm saying, hey, I'm in the hospital right now, can't do anything, there's no point here freaking out about it. So I let myself freak out for the last time. I prayed to God, and I'm not religious. I prayed to my great grandma, my great grandpa. I prayed to my grandpa on my mom's side. My grandma and grandpa on my dad's side. I prayed to my dad. And I just said, please. I'm leaving everything up to you guys. I'm not gonna worry about it anymore. I don't think about it anymore. I'm leaving it all up to you guys. Please help me. So, I cried my last cry. And I was like, this is it. I'm not gonna do this to myself. Cried about it, stressed about it, and let it go. And let it into the hands of whomever out there. And you know what? I started living life while in the hospital. So here I am in the stroke unit. Mind you, I have, senior citizens all around me. I was definitely the youngest one there. And I ended up living life. So I asked my mom to help me bring some items. So she brought me my hair dryer. So I decided every morning I wanted to take a bath or take a shower because I was feeling so crappy from just laying in bed all day. And so I wanted a shower to like refresh me. And I knew that that worked when I was at home. And so I did that every morning. I ended up getting refreshed with a nice hot shower. And I was able to do everything on my own, so that was good. I never lost full paralyzation of my legs. And so that was always good. I have to do a blow dryer because obviously you can dry my hair. And then I asked her to bring my beauty products. I asked her to bring my face oils. I asked her to bring, some towels so I can, do some steaming on my face. And then I also asked her to bring some sheet masks. So I had some Korean sheet masks that I had to bring, and I used those. And then I also had her bring me a blanket because I wanted the coziness of home. I actually had her bring something that my dad had bought me when he was in Taiwan when I was a little kid and brought back for me, and I still had. So I had to bring me that blanket because it just made me feel a lot better. That even if something were to happen to me, I had something to hold on to that was comforting, that was from my childhood. Hand cream, because obviously I am constantly washing my hands. And those things really help make a huge difference. I made a checklist actually on the whiteboard that the nurses use. And I wrote on there, like Reiki treatment, it was like a volunteer thing that they had at the hospital. They had the dog therapy treatment, which I also had them add. And then I said I wanted physical therapy. This is without the doctors even telling me anything. I said I want physical therapy. I want occupational therapy. I want to have someone help me walk around all day, every day. And I just said these things because I was fighting. I no longer cared if I lived or died. I just wanted to do what I could to fight, to keep myself going. And so that Thursday, mind you, on Wednesday I had no more reflexes in my legs. On that Thursday, I was doing better. And I got reflexes back in my legs on Thursday. And then by Friday, I'll also add one more thing. I turned up my music, okay? Don't laugh. But I turned up my music really loud, played myself some Kanye and Jay-Z, and basically just danced. And when I say dance, I just mean standing in one place and marching, because I couldn't really move around. So I did that, and it was a huge stress reliever too, It was kind of nice to just get it out, dance it out. So it was nice. So I did that, and that definitely helped. And on Friday, I definitely felt better. I was starting to I got more on my reflexes back, and yeah, it was just a good uphill battle from there on. I did forget to mention that on Wednesday, they did have a physical therapist come, and I was trying to go up the stairs, and I literally had to hold onto the bar to actually like pull myself up. I couldn't even walk up myself. I've never been so scared to fall on the stairs. So Thursday, one more thing too, is that was when I started losing my facial muscles or nerves. So my friend had come to visit me in the morning, and so I was fine. I was talking, I was like, talking, laughing, everything was normal. I was talking to her. I noticed that my mouth kind of starts to like lose its like movement, but I was still talking. It was weird. So while she was there, and she was probably there for like maybe 2 hours, and in that time was when it went from talking normal to basically like as if like my lips were like swollen and I couldn't really move it too much. By the end of the day, I went from that to not being able to really move my mouth, not being really able to smile. My muscles around here, or my nerves around here, you felt it like it like lost something. It's hard to explain because it's not like pain or it's not like a direct feeling. It's just that you feel the loss of something, that it's not normal. And that's all I can explain even now. It's like a lot of the times it's that you don't feel normal, but it's not like it's like a direct pain, it's not like a direct sensation, it's just you're not normal. And so I definitely wasn't normal. By the end of the day, I could barely like eat and chew. I couldn't even like drink out of a straw. Now, you don't realize that you have to actually like seal your lips to drink out of the straw, but I wasn't able to do that anymore. I couldn't seal my lips shut. And so I basically was so scared that day that I might lose my ability to eat. Because, what's next? My tongue was numb. My lips were like as if I had lip injections. And my face was basically losing its movement. And so at that point, you're like, what's next, right? And if I finally was able to spell Guillain Barre, so when I looked it up, basically everybody paralyzed. So, paralysis, she can't breathe. Feeding tube, she can't chew and swallow. So, I was scared. Luckily, mine stopped there. It started getting better on that Thursday, that Friday. And I was released out of the hospital that Saturday, late afternoon. When I got home, from beginning to end, I never lost movement of my legs. I was always able to walk, thank God. It might have been really slow, it might have been wrong in the way I was moving my feet and motion, but I was able to actually just take a step to move. I fought hard. It was mental, it was physical, it was emotional. I switched everything from negative to positive. So people may look at me and think, oh, like you just got lucky, or your situation isn't that bad because you're happy. You look like you're fine and enjoying life. No, guys, no. I was not enjoying life. Do you think I wanted to lay there even though I had a sheet mask on my face? I was making the best out of the situation. What else could I have done? I had two options, right? As I'm laying there in the stroke unit, in this bed, I can either cry about it all day in my bed, I'm stuck there, or I could do something for myself. And even if it's just a sheet mask, and it seems like it's very materialistic, stressed out about, right? It was really hard. But I really do believe that your spirit, your thought process, what you're doing, what you're thinking, really plays into everything in life. And most importantly, when you're not well. It's a choice that you make, you know? Choose to be that sad, pathetic person who's like victimized, or try to be the person who is making the best of it, whatever you can do. Because not being able to move, not being able to do things on your own, that's hard. So at my worst, I was numb from toe to my head, and I'm going to both horns, stomach, pelvic region. My face lost, obviously, motion. But blinking was still okay, but it was losing strength. My lips, obviously, lost the strength. But it's also a bit tough. Harder to understand me. I was just very lucky. So I was released on Saturday, even though I wasn't 100%. But I went home. I had those stairs to climb. I did it myself. I pulled myself up. Took a shower. Did my clothes. Did it all myself. I didn't want to be handicapped if I wasn't already there yet. So now, here we are today, about 4 months later. April, May, June, July, August. 4 months later. I'm here eating Chick-fil-A with you guys. Give it a talk. Give a form a smile. I'm not 100%. I know everyone looks at me like, oh, you look back normal. You're happy. You look fine. You're a lot. You look normal. You seem normal. You're still happy. You're happy self. Well, you know what, guys? I'm not normal. But I will say I'm much better than when I first went to the hospital. I'm making little improvements every day. And I'm finding some days are better than others. I can definitely say it's like a roller coaster every single day. My whole entire journey. And I have no doubt it'll continue to be like that. But what are your options? I was sitting there for a while being so frustrated. I'm like, one day it's good. 2 days I'm down. 2 days I'm down. 3 days. It's frustrating. Because you always just think, oh, get over the hump, you're done. Get over the hump of sickness, you're done. But it wasn't like that at all. Super frustrating. But what I've done is learn to roll with the punches. more so than before. I thought I was able to do it before, but more so than before. So I think, hey, you know, I always roll with the punches. I'm easygoing. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. You think you're easygoing? No. This will test you. So, it basically tested me on a regular basis, right? Now I'm at a point where I'm still not perfect at it. I still get frustrated, definitely, because there's things that you just have to do every day. So for something to hold you back, you're like, dude, I don't have time for this. You know? It's like Mercury retrograde. I don't got time for this, Mercury. But you learn. You have no control over it. So control with it. And how do you do that? Be in the present. Enjoy and be grateful for what you have. Like the fact that I was able to wake up today and move myself and not be in pain. The fact that my legs were less numb than yesterday. The fact that I'm able to have a full smile. The fact that when I brushed my teeth this morning, I was able to keep all the water in because I was able to seal my lips tighter than before. Because there are some days even now where the water will spill out because I can't get it as tight because my face is a little bit weaker that day. So, I truly do. Be grateful for what you have today. You don't know when it'll be gone. If it'll be gone, you know. Really? Do it easy. Do what life was meant for. Living. Live life. Chill out. Enjoy the people around you. So, for all of people who think, that person has it easy. That person looks like they have a good life. That person looks like they got through it. Well, you know what? It ain't that easy. You never know what a person's going through in life. You never know what their struggle is, if they do have a struggle. So be kind. Be nice to people. You never know. I could tell you out of 10 people who see me today, and that includes my mom, none of them will know that I'm upset or sad. Which I am. I'm really stressed out, guys. I know you can't tell, but I am. So, be nice people. Don't assume. That's funny. It's really funny how life works. But I will say, Guillain Barre is really sucky to have. But I noticed too, it's just about everything I needed to slow my ass down, focus on myself, and not stress. Because when you stress, symptoms rise. immediately. So those are the things that I kind of realized are so much more important in life. It's taken me these 3 months or 4 months to figure out, and I still haven't mastered it, and I really suck at it. The past 3 or 4 months, I haven't been resting, even though I should have. And now, I'm slowly starting to realize that. So anyhow, that was my Guillain Barre Syndrome story. I had it on April 15th. That was when I was diagnosed with it. Symptoms started around April 7th. And now is, where are we? August. And I just wanted to let everybody know if you have an autoimmune disorder, if you have Guillain Barre, if you're going through something that's really hard, physically or emotionally, you'll get past it. Because if you saw me where I started, you would not imagine or to picture me here and now having Chick-fil-A with you guys. So stay strong and just know that everything is temporary. It'll come in its own time, and you'll get there. Bye guys.